Shout out to Steelers Nation on fire. Also showing love with a super chat. And he says, hot take. Steelers will extend Nick Herbig and keep Alex Highsmith. Honestly, I like that. I don't think we should have to move on from one or the other. I think that both of these dudes bring a lot to the table for us when you're talking about the rotation that these dudes have been playing with. And I think they complement each other in a really good way, right? Because we would say this, right? With Highsmith, we know he can rush the passer, man. 14 and a half sacks in one single season, has continued to hover around those 7, 8.5 type of sack range now. But we also talk about him versus the run and how he continually shuts down runs that come to that side. He sets hard edges. He gets off of blocks well, and he gets tackles for losses. And we said we could feel when he's not out there the numbers when you're watching teams run away from TJ Watt. Flip side, when we talk Nick Herbig, you watch Nick Herbig in obvious passing situations. This kid is dynamite. He's taking advantage of right tackles. He's taking advantage of left tackles. He's beating dudes with speed to the outside. He can stutter step you, hit you on the inside. He's ball aware. He creates splash plays, even though he dropped the interception. Okay, all right, we get on him, but he dropped the interception. But it's like, you look at the excitement that he plays with and the explosive element that he has also. And it's like, yeah, both of these dudes bring something unique. But then I look at both of them opposite TJ Watt, and it's like, yo, this is the perfect storm. And you still got a Jack Sawyer who is your fourth rusher, still able to give you pressure, still able to also give you production. So, yeah, I don't think you move on from either one of those dudes right now. I do agree with trying to keep them both as long as you can, while still keeping TJ as long as you can financially, because you can see the impact it can have in games. When you're able to create the hostile environment, y'all have heard me talk about that a couple of times now, right? We need a hostile environment. That's what we had yesterday. I mean, you saw how many times we hit Dylan Gabriel. You saw how many times we sacked Dylan Gabriel. He was under duress. He was under fire a lot. And we saw how it impacted him, even though he is a younger, more athletic quarterback than Aaron Rodgers, right? You look at the two and the differences, right? One dude under duress the whole time. The other guy, cool, calm, and collected, right? Nobody really touching him. Bring him a lemonade in the newspaper, right? So that part, I say, man, how do I keep that? How do I keep that lightning in a bottle, as one could say? And I would say, man, the extension of a Nick Herbig, you take care of him. You let him know you're confident in him while also rewarding him, for having 3 seasons of success or of production while being here, right? Or at least in the midst of it. And then with Highsmith, it's like, yo, you still ball out when you play. We saw him get a sack. We saw him make multiple plays versus the run. It's like, yeah, man, we still keep you under the contract as is, but we just don't have to necessarily be in a rush to add years to your deal, right? And I think that that's kind of how you play it, and then it'll naturally sort itself out. But yeah, I'm big on trying to keep that together, man, because you can never have enough pass rushers, man. Philadelphia showed you that a year ago. You want long-term, old-school models that prove that we know what we've been able to do here. You think about them Giants teams, though, man, that were able to knock off the Patriots. It's like, yo, that's what it is. It's pass rushers. It's having waves of guys that you could just rush and play coverage behind. And Terrell Austin, man, had a great, showing with that this game, but it was largely due to them dudes up front, man, winning their one-on-one. So it's like, yeah, man, I'm not in no hurry to move on from them cats, man. So yeah, let's do it, baby.